It's what this country is made of. Us is a helping hand. Us is a chant. Us is the golden rule. It's get-togethers, celebrations, and moments of silence. Us is shared history and what the future holds. Us looks different and sounds different.
Hello.
Us is a bond. But right now, that bond is framed. And us is slowly slipping away. We need a place to make it whole. Here, common ground is plenty, and opportunity is for all. The why fills the gaps, then bridges our divides. In cities and towns across the country, in times of need, when we're feeling lost, and sometimes just because. The Y's working towards a better us, but they can't do it without you. Families, neighbors, friends, strangers. Now, more than ever, the Y needs your support. Because where there's a Y, there's an us.
We have our special glasses on. I will explain what the glasses are for. We're a little nervous up here today, performing in front of all of you. So the glasses are going to help us. So we can see you, but you can't see us. So you'll hear us, but you won't see us. Ready? Ready?
Good morning. How does one follow up on that act? The same thing happened to me last year. It's just amazing. Thank you all for being here. I look around at this beautiful room and all of you, and I really now know why the theme is The Why Is Us. I mean, it truly is with all of you here. I just want to welcome you. I'm the, Arthur DeSantis and I are the 2018 co-chairs of the annual campaign. But we couldn't do it without the amazing staff and the team that are here. And what you're going to hear today is all about what the why is about. And we're hoping that you can know that we think it's all about giving, donating, and just being a part of this wonderful program. And now, my wonderful co-chair.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a lovely venue. I didn't know that such old world charm existed in the north end of New Bedford. This is terrific. Is the food as good as the venue? It's pretty good? All right, that's good to hear. Nancy and I are co-chairing the 2018 annual campaign. This is our second year doing it. I think they figured we didn't do as good a job the first year, so they're going to give us another shot at it. And so you're all here to help us do a better job this year. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to be here and to be supporters of the Y. We've got a program today that will make you laugh, it'll make you cry. In the end, we hope it will inspire you a little bit. And we hope that with today's programs, you may learn something about the Y that you didn't know when you walked into this room. We had a meeting a couple of weeks back with a bunch of volunteers and staff, and the staff and volunteers are absolutely the ones who make this happen. We're fortunate enough to be associated with a group of people who have an enthusiasm and commitment for the Y and its mission that is absolutely inspirational. But we're absolutely. So at that meeting, there was a lot of discussion, there was a lot of back and forth, and one of the members said, you know, the Y does a lot of really neat things, and a lot of people don't know about what the Y does. The Y is often associated with more traditional swim and gym programs. And the Y's commitment to its communities. In our community, our South Coast community runs from Rhode Island to Cape Cod. Think about that. Think about the number of people that get impacted by the Y's programs every single day. And so somebody at that meeting had said, well, we need to be able to do a better job of telling people about what the Y does, because if people knew what we knew, supporting the Y, helping the Y make this us a bigger community is a piece of cake. It's easy to do. So the programs today, we hope, will give you a little bit more information about how special the Y is and how special the programs are. We have a number of speakers. Our first speaker is relatively new to the Y. We stole him from Connecticut, from Hartford, Connecticut. He came originally from New Jersey by way of Chicago. And Jim Scherer assures us that he is a Red Sox fan and that he is a Patriots fan, despite the fact that he and his wife are from the greater metropolitan area, somewhere down south. But he has no affinity for those teams that play sports down there. So without further ado, Jim Scherer.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad Arthur and Nancy followed those incredibly talented young people. I want to start by thanking Arthur and Nancy for again returning. As we would say on the football field, you need the continuity. And as Arthur said, they are back for yet another year, and we are just absolutely so excited. Their ongoing, fabulous leadership. Thank you very much, Arthur. I believe the annual campaign sets YMCA South Coast apart. Everyone in this room, through work, business, friendships, you set yourself apart. And you do that uniquely and individually. The annual campaign does that for us. It is indeed our game changer. As Arthur said, there are going to be some indescribable stories up here in a few minutes. But I'm going to give you the inside baseball version of what is happening at our 6 locations, even as I speak. We are inside and outside our walls every day doing incredible work. We are now the go-to organization in times of crisis, need, and opportunity at our Wareham Family YMCA. We are providing an adult in the presence of every child at the Mattapoisett YMCA. We are good stewards of the resources you entrust to us at the Dartmouth YMCA through our hunger relief efforts. In partnership and collaborating with others, some of our most challenging work, we are eliminating the disparities in health and education at the Fall River YMCA. We are exploding a high school basketball league at the Stoyko First Fed YMCA. I don't know if there's another one of them in the country, and the staff at Stoyko just started this the last 60 days, exploding with high school talent. And there's one more. We are, at the New Bedford YMCA, surpassed 3,000 membership units. It is indeed the soft stuff, what sets everyone in this room apart, the soft skills that is driving our hard results. And again, wait till you hear these stories. Let me move on. I want to recognize our connected and engaged board of directors and board of managers that are in the room. And I also want to give a shout out to the entire YMCA South Coast staff with their talent and cause-driven leadership. Thank you very much. Thank you. This event would not be possible without the individuals and businesses that have supported our efforts. And I want to go through a list here, if you could just hold your applause to the end, if I could be presumptuous there. These include Arthur Frank, attorney at law, Mark Renz from CBA, Bill Sherry and Sherry Construction, Steve Galavati from Edwards Jones, Steve Russo, and Sue Sartini from Plymouth Investments. Thank you very much. There's some very important people in the room besides those angels in the back. So let me recognize some of the folks that I've seen walk in here today. I want to thank the City of New Bedford Police Chief Joe Cardero for being here today. Joe, thank you. Joe Lopes, City Councilor, Ward 6, City of New Bedford. Thank you, Joe. We have a dear friend of the YMCA, Representative Paul Schmid, who I see at almost every YMCA event. Representative Schmid, thank you for being here today. And now it is my pleasure to introduce a representative of Bay Coast Bank. I think they have like the first 6 tables here. Bay Coast Bank is just that culture of engagement that the Y strives for. Thank you for your leadership, everyone from Bay Coast Bank here today. But representing Bay Coast this morning at the mic here is someone I've gotten to know over the past year. Someone who just exudes that give back personality. And that is Anne Auger, Senior Vice President of Bay Coast Bank. Anne?
Thank you so much, Jim. And good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As you'll notice, I was not originally due to speak today. I'm not Nicole Almeida, but unfortunately she was not able to join us this morning. So here goes, everyone. So on behalf of Bay Coast Bank, our president, Nicholas Chris, and the dedicated staff at Bay Coast Bank who spend many, many hours giving back to the community. As a part of who we are, Bay Coast is constantly in the communities providing our workers to support the many organizations that we deeply care about. We recognize how important it is that it's not just one institution or one organization, but all of us that do the work that's necessary to make all of our communities stronger. So we are proud today and proud every day to my friends at the Y, Bob, Trayanne, Jim, and all your dedicated staff to support the Y's annual campaign. The funds raised will allow the Y to continue to do and provide the necessary work that it does to serve all of the families in the community throughout the South Coast and many of the same areas that Bay Coast Bank is also in. They provide programs with child care, health, and wellness focuses. And your list goes on and on. Your success is our success and pays tremendous dividends for everyone, all of us in our community. And on a personal note, I'm so proud to be your account manager. You're wonderful. I've seen them go through a relatively small organization to now a very large organization that continues to support families, people that we deal with in our community. It's a pleasure to work with all of you every day. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you for being here.
We're back. Thank you all. Anne, thank you so much.
You're not getting a better interest rate for that.
How about us? Once again, thank you. And before we really get into the real program, I just want to thank this wonderful restaurant, Katali Ma, and I think it's Jean and her whole staff. They just did a wonderful, wonderful job. And also to Perfection Ballet, who donated all of their services this morning to the Y. Once again, we're honored to be, again, the chairs.
It's a lifetime appointment.
If I can have your generator. And I am going to read from this because some of you know, maybe you don't, all of the critical programs that the Y has, and I'm just going to list a few. The Live Strong Cancer Support Program, the Y Diabetes Prevention Program, the wonderful after-school education programs and the preschool programs, and also there's one that is most of you probably don't know about. It's called the Summer Learning Loss, and it works with children academically and also having great times so that they don't lose ground before they start school in the fall. And that's really, thanks to Rhonda, it's just an amazing program. And then, of course, the Farm to Table. I mean, if you ever see that farm, it's just unbelievable. You'll be hearing more. And then the Learn to Swim, to think that kids, all these kids that live on the coast in 3rd grade can learn how to swim for free. And that's just some. All right, you're on.
I do the short stuff.
So Nancy is a remarkable woman in so many ways. She's kind, she's generous, she is my co-chair. I'm lucky that she's my co-chair. She makes me look good. She takes the mic immediately after a group of children put on an amazing performance. And I think it was W.C. Fields that said, you never follow an act consisting of children or animals. And Nancy took that on. Nancy has been roughing it since the Great Nor'easter. And so her durability and persistence in the face of really some difficult times is remarkable. She and her family fund a scholarship program. She walks the walk. She talks the talk. In memory of her late husband, there's a scholarship program at Gleason for kids who are going on to college. I mean, that is good. So there's one thing you didn't know about Fall River, and about the South Coast Y. I'm a Fall River guy, so I make that mistake. Another thing is Joe Morsisi. So Joe is doing the AV. Joe is remarkable. He's a musician. I think he deserves a round of applause. You should have seen him here yesterday. Set it up, trying to make this really work. And I think he's done a really, really good job. Joe has a program called the NOW program. It's nutrition on weekends, like summer learning loss that Nancy had referred to. Kids who are on reduced fee or free lunch programs in the school system, they don't have the nutrition on the weekends. You gotta eat. You gotta have proper nutrition if you want to show up and be awake for school. Joe runs that program at the Mattapoisett Y. I bet you that's another thing that you didn't know about the South Coast Y programs. Who wouldn't support the Y? In 2017, we nailed it. You nailed it. This is really about us. Your contributions, your dedication, your commitment make all of this possible. It makes the Y connected with this community, is providing programs that mean really important things to the people that we serve. So in 2017, we had a goal of $505,599. That clearly came from Bob Trahan, our CFO, because only an accountant would come up with odd numbers like that. We round. With your help, we raised $537,000, and for that, you all deserve it. It was the most successful annual campaign in the history of the Y. The Y has been around for 160 years. Think about that. Think about sustainability. Think about programs you want to dedicate yourself to, your money, your time, your energy. You want a program that you know is going to be there tomorrow and the day after tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Gosh, we've been around longer than Google, I think. Part of the reason we get there is your contribution. Part of the reason we hit our goals is because of the staff and the board, particularly the staff. Board members contribute. We had 100% of our board members contribute to the annual campaign through the association and the branch. The board members, you deserve a round of applause. I think the more remarkable statistic is that nearly 100% of the staff gave to the annual campaign. Now think about that. The staff who work at our facilities, who see the people we serve every day, who see the impact we make on the lives of people every single day. It's the staff that contributes to the annual campaign. And that level of dedication and that level of commitment is truly remarkable. And I don't think there's another program out there that can say that. That you have your people that are supplying the services also contributing to the annual campaign speaks volumes about what it is the Y does and what the Y means to our communities. So with that success, we have new goals for 2018. And they're higher. What a surprise. So our goal for 2018 is $545,000. We're about 20% there. We've got about $111,000. Again, the staff and the board are leading the way. With your help, we will achieve that goal, and with your help, we'll exceed that goal as we did last year. Last year, we tried to have sayings that people could remember that might come back to them as memes or as earworms later on in the year. And so I had suggested that doubling down your donation was a really fine phrase. It's alliterative. It's appropriate as we get into basketball season and think about double downing on defense. And I thought that was fine. I realized shortly after I said that the one phrase that people took away from them from last year's breakfast was not double down your donation. It was, I've upped mine, meaning my contribution, up yours. And that was said by our former chair of the board, Peter Bullard, who in his bosun's voice insulted an entire room of potential donors and had them laughing. And I think only Peter could do that. Well done. We all make decisions about how we contribute. We are all asked to contribute to many organizations, schools, kids' grad schools. I mean, they go up and down the line. And I think the Y, for me, and I suspect for many of you, should be at the top of that list. It's an effective organization. You're going to see stories coming up that will reveal to you just how profoundly the Y impacts the lives of hundreds of people in our communities. It is efficient. Every dollar goes to mission. Every dollar that's raised in the annual campaign goes to mission. It doesn't get spent on anything else. I don't think there's another organization that can say that. And we're around. It's sustained. We've been here for 160 years, going to be here for another 160 more. So that is an investment. It's an investment in a mission. It's an investment in your community. Among Nancy's many wonderful attributes is that she is the mother to a Navy pilot. And so we have airplanes at your tables for you. They are not assembled. I actually started to assemble these yesterday and realized this is far beyond my capacity. I've tried to fly one, thinking that might be within my wheelhouse, and I failed at that too. But the paper airplanes have pledge cards on the back. If you're so inclined, fill out the pledge cards. And if you're really inclined to assemble it, fill out the pledge card first, assemble it, and then launch it into the air. We'll have people that will pick it up. None of this is possible without Susan Piacentis. Susan is the woman who keeps me in line, who puts all of this together, has worked tirelessly, absolutely tirelessly, to reach out to all of you in a fun way with good food, to help you understand our mission and to encourage your continued commitment to the Y. So without further ado, Susan.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. This is one of my most favorite events of the year that we do at Y South Coast. I just think it's a great time to come together as sort of a family, have a meal together, and hear, as Arthur and Nancy were saying, just hear about the amazing things that the Y does. I am the very proud annual campaign manager for Y South Coast, and thank you, Arthur, for talking about the airplanes. I was going to bring mine up and show you. The mom and me will say to you, you cannot play with this until you have filled it out, and then you can build your airplane. We do have baskets around the room if you'd like to drop or fly your airplane into the buckets, or you can leave it on your table, or staff are floating around, we can collect those later. I would like to take a moment to thank my amazing annual campaign co-chairs, Arthur DeSantis, Nancy McFadden. I think you can all tell how just incredible they are when they stepped up at the end of 2016 agreeing to lead our 2017 annual campaign. It was incredible, and you can tell by our numbers what an amazing job that they did. And when I asked them about staying on to coach our 2018 campaign, they both said to me, in all seriousness, we're not done. There's so much more to do. We're in. Wow. It was a pretty happy day for me and really for all of Wise South Coast. Their level of commitment, dedication, fun. We have a good time. It's infectious, and our annual campaign is growing. And I think it's because of great volunteers like them and our wonderful donors like all of you who came out this morning. Our theme for this year's annual campaign is For a Better Us. Us is a possibility, us is empowering, us is a promise. The Y Mission stories you're about to hear represent each of these themes. The stories you'll hear this morning are personal, they're meaningful, and they will show you how the Y, with your support, is helping to build a better us. Our first speaker this morning is a teacher at New Bedford High School, whose energy and enthusiasm for inspiring our youth to learn and grow is beyond contagious. This past summer, she embraced our campaign theme, Us is a Possibility, through her youth development efforts at our Power Scholars Academy. Please give a warm welcome to Sarah Moore.
Thank you very much, and good morning. I think I need to borrow a pair of the sunglasses because I'm so used to talking in front of my little children and my high schoolers and not a group of distinguished adults. So, pretend you don't see me. My name is Sarah Moore, like she introduced. I had the amazing opportunity to serve as the guidance counselor for our Power Scholars Academy program that we had at Keith Middle School here in New Bedford. Power Scholars Academy is a 5-week-long summer program that was a true collaborative partnership with the New Bedford Public Schools and the South Y Coast. We were able to provide the funding for staffing, supplies, swim lessons, teacher trainings, and weekly field trips, which enabled us to provide our students with a no-cost, high-quality, engaging learning experience because all children deserve the opportunity to thrive. Summer learning loss is the biggest contributor to the educational achievement gap in this country. Nationally, 90% of low-income students who do not have access to a summer program regress by 3 to 6 months over their summer break. But the students in our 3 YMCA South Coast Power Scholars Academy programs gained 3 months in reading skills and 2.5 months in math skills in just 5 short weeks. And we were able to do this because of donors like you. In addition to their tremendous academic gains, our students grew in their social, emotional, and behavior skills. When many of our students first came to us, they were shy, unenthusiastic, and a little angry because they thought this was just another summer school program. A mere 5 weeks later, they were completely different kids. One of the daily highlights, our Power Scholars value tree. It took up a huge part of our cafeteria at Keith Middle School. And when we started the program, it was just a brown paper tray. It just had trunks and it was completely blank. And each morning, our students would gather in the cafeteria and we would reflect on the progress that they had from the days prior. And our kids would put up these leaves that they earned throughout the day that exemplified the values that they had earned throughout the program. So every morning they would come into the caf and they would be excited to put up all of these leaves on their tree. And each morning, as the 5 weeks grew on, they turned it into this. They were excited to come up to the tree and cover all of the brown that was there and make sure that there was none of the brown that you could see. You couldn't see anything left. The students' day began with English and math classes, and then in the afternoon they would participate in enrichment classes such as photography, fiber arts, comic book making, environmental engineering, rock climbing, and swimming. We hadn't considered at the outset of this program is that some of the children didn't even have bathing suits or towels. Thanks to the support of this program, the WISE annual campaign, we were able to give them what they needed. And seeing the students' faces when we put a digital camera in each of their hands and knowing that they were like taking their own pictures and being able to produce their own work was amazing. At their invitation to our program, students were given a golden ticket. From the outset, we wanted them to view this as a completely positive experience. One proud father called before the program even started and said that this was the greatest thing that's ever happened to his daughter. There was also this 6th grader who felt that she had no friends. She sat at the end of the lunch table completely by herself, was disconnected from everyone, and wrote in this journal constantly about how unexcited she was and that there wasn't anything great going on. She and I met a few times each week, and slowly but surely, her journal entries went from feeling like she had nobody to talk to how excited she was to have made some friends and then having a bunch of girls to sit with at lunch. She now had plenty of positive things to write about, and the program truly changed her life. We had another boy who came in every day either forgetting his glasses, he had a lens missing, the arm was broken off, or the frame was taped completely back together. With your help, your donations, we were able to make his glasses completely fixed. Your donations were a huge difference in the smallest of ways. The Y support through its annual campaign meant that we were able to take the students on field trips and places that they might not ever go otherwise. They explored wind tunnels at the Worcester Ecotarium. They learned about opportunity of college life at Stonehill College and walked the treetops at Adventure Park on the Cape. There are so many other stories like these that were all made possible through collaboration, vision, and generosity of donors like you. Between their academic achievements, skills learned through extracurricular activities, and the bonds these students made with their peers, teachers, and staff, these children did more than just improve, they blossomed. This summer, we are able to offer Power Scholars Academy to an additional 24 middle school students, which will impact 96 middle school students total, plus another 192 students in our other Power Scholar Academy programs in the South Coast. Our hope is to continue to offer this life-changing program to more students every year. And it is because of the Y support and programs like this that I am throwing my support at the Y.
Thank you, Sarah. I'd also like to give special recognition to Anne-Marie Sawyer of YMCA South Coast, who leads our Power Scholars Academy, and also to Jen Furland of New Bedford Public Schools, whose support makes Power Scholars Academy happen. So let's give them a round of applause. Our next speaker represents our Y pillar of social responsibility through her weekly efforts at a local food pantry. She provides us with a unique perspective, that of a volunteer outside the Y movement, but who sees and feels the Y's impact firsthand through her volunteer work. Her commitment to community service and outreach remind us all that us is a promise. Please welcome to the podium, Danny Engman. Step over so you can hear me. My name is Danny. It says Danielle on the program, but don't read that. I'm a proud volunteer at Damien's Place, a food pantry in Wareham. Thanks to the Dartmouth YMCA Sharing the Harvest Community Farm, Damien's is one pantry in the South Coast area that has a variety of fresh produce for distribution. Not only are the food recipients grateful for the fresh produce, but I am also. Being a volunteer nearly every Saturday for the last 2 years, I have seen firsthand the difference that this fresh food makes in the lives of those who come to us. Without the Y and their incredible Sharing the Harvest Farm, so many would go without the fresh things we take for granted. Last year alone, Sharing the Harvest Community Farm donated nearly 100,000 pounds of fresh produce and more than 28,000 fresh eggs to 18 hunger relief agencies across the South Coast. Produce and farm fresh eggs are delivered to these agencies by the United Way's Hunger Relief Commission. Food pantries aren't designed to accommodate perishables, so the Y's farm commitment to regularly donating freshly harvested produce and eggs and the United Way delivering it to us means our pantry is able to provide these vital, nutrient-rich foods. Imagine if you can, if all of your meals came out of a box or a can. Some people come to us looking really grumpy and downtrodden, but we're able to make them smile. They really do light up when they see all that fresh produce. I've heard more than one person say, "Oh, now I'm going to make kale soup." The fresh produce from the Wise Farm makes an incredible difference in the lives of these people. It is because of the support from donors like you that the Y is making this difference. One time we had too many cabbages. They were left at the end of the day. And we aren't set up to store these fresh items. It was almost closing, and a man came in and saw them all. He said, "I know who can use those." And he took out, I believe, 3 grocery carts full of cabbages. Sharing the Harvest isn't just the name of a lovely green place. It's a concept. It's a philosophy. It's an action every day. The term food insecurity was a new concept to me when I came on as a volunteer. It's a new phrase that unfortunately needed to become part of our current day vernacular. Every Saturday, 80 to 90, sometimes 100 people wait in line to receive their share of food. What I've come to realize is that without these donated food items and all the volunteers at the Y Farm, the United Way Hunger Commission, and at the food pantries who make it happen, these folks would not have food. Sadly, I often hear people say, "I'll take everything, we have nothing." Unfortunately, I lost my husband 2 years ago, but he held on long enough. He had a mission. He wanted to make sure I could do it alone. And now my mission is helping people I encounter along my journey, sharing the joy, closing the gap, making sure to be grateful. The community outreach work that the YMCA South Coast is doing is so important. We all need to get to know each other better in our community. We need to break down barriers to help bring us all closer together. Sometimes as a volunteer, you feel a little bit helpless, like you can't do much more than fill their stomachs. But we all have the ability to make others feel important, cared for, and valued. Just recently, a woman came to the food pantry for her regular pickup, and she said as she was leaving, "You people are just wonderful." And I looked at her and I said, "And you are too?" And the tears came to her eyes. It looked as if no one had told her that in a very long time. Just as the Y and Sharing the Harvest Farm make a difference in our communities, we all have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life. The Y's annual campaign is vital to supporting programs and services like Sharing the Harvest Community Farm. The money raised through the annual campaign makes it possible for fresh produce to make its way to those in Wareham and all across the South Coast. Without all of our efforts, those people would go hungry. That's why I'm here today, to encourage you to support the Y, support the Sharing the Harvest Community Farm. Maybe I'll see you at that lobster boil. The efforts are mighty, and the results are inspiring. That's why I am throwing my support to the Y. Thank you, Danny. So we were pre-flighting our airplanes yesterday, and you know, they're supposed to, if you've played with yours yet, you know, it's supposed to have a nickel in the front. But Arthur and I quickly realized that putting that nickel in the nose, and you throw it, and it flies, but sometimes upon impact, the nickel flies out. And upon advice of counsel, we decided it was a liability to have nickels flying around the room. So just be careful if you do put the nickel in the airplane and throw it. But please, fill out that card and throw it. All right, so I'd like to introduce to you our last wise story of the morning. Though there are so many more stories in this room, I really do encourage you all to reach out. Share your stories with each other. Go on our Facebook page. Share your stories. It's what makes us the Y. Annabella and her Y coach, Christine Rizza, the membership director at the Fall River YMCA, she truly embodies our Y pillar of healthy living and our campaign theme of Us is Empowering. Anna is part of a recent Y diabetes prevention program at our Fall River YMCA, and she has now taken it upon herself to raise money for our annual campaign to benefit our Live Strong at the YMCA program so she can help cancer survivors. Please welcome Anna and Christine for moral support as she shares with us her inspiring and empowering story.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Annabella Medeiros. I recently completed the Rally for the Y Espresso Bike Challenge. I rode almost 200 miles during the challenge and raised $739.16, ranking me in first place on my team. It ranked me in 36th place as one of the top fundraisers in the challenge out of a total of 7,617 riders that participated in the country. This allowed our YMCA South Coast Fall River team to raise a total of $862.42, ranking us in having ranked up 543 miles, ranking the YMCA South Coast Fall River team in 41st place out of a total of 317 that participated in the nation. I decided to do the challenge to raise money for the Y's annual campaign in memory of my father, Seth C. Medeiros, who passed away recently from brain cancer this past December. After a very courageous year-long battle with fighting this most egregious disease, my dad had plans to do the Live Strong program at the YMCA, at his local YMCA, and the doctors at Dana-Farber were all on board with how good the program would be for him. He was very excited knowing that he would have his own Live Strong trainer to work with him. Sadly, my dad passed away before he could participate in this amazing program. But he would have wanted this program to continue and thrive, and I know he would have loved it. The Live Strong program is a tremendous support system for cancer survivors where they can connect, gain their strength back, and find hope. This twice-a-week, 3-month program is offered free of charge to cancer survivors, and the cost to put just one participant through the Live Strong program is over $500. It is only through the generosity of Y donors that this program continues to help cancer survivors in our communities. Besides offering this amazing Live Strong program, the Y is a mission-driven nonprofit organization that also offers school-age before and after-school programs, Y summer camps, swimming lessons, hunger relief, and education programs. It also provides a year-long program that I've personally been a part of since April of 2017, the Y Diabetes Prevention Program. The annual campaign helps support all these programs and many more. When I think of the word strength, I think of my dad as the epitome of that word. Prior to his brain cancer diagnosis He was already a survivor of esophageal cancer. He fought these two cancers as if one wasn't enough, with unwavering courage and fortitude. Upon my dad's second diagnosis in December of 2016, I made a promise to him, January 1st, 2017, that if he would fight, never give up and not despair, that I would lose 71 pounds in his honor the number of years that he would be alive in 2017. Little did I know at that time it would also be the last year of his life. Well, he more than held up his end of the bargain, so now it's my turn to hold up mine and reach that promised goal. Thanks to the Y Diabetes Prevention Program, I've lost 14% of my body weight, close to 50 pounds. I will continue to work on this goal in my dad's memory. He was my inspiration then, and he continues to be now. The Y Diabetes Prevention Program has given me the tools needed to be able to fulfill this weight loss promise. So for me, the key to the success of this program is the accountability that it provides and the support system of like-minded individuals all working towards similar goals of reducing the risk of diabetes, losing weight, and becoming healthier. I'm so grateful to the Y and its annual campaign supporters who make programs like this available to us all. So I want to thank all of you that support the Y and ensure that the Y can continue these life-changing programs like the Y Diabetes Prevention Program and the Live Strong program at the YMCA. Your help keeps me motivated, so I want to thank you, and my dad thanks you as well, in spirit. And it's because of the Y's commitment to healthy living initiatives I'm growing my support at the Y.
Thank you all again to all of our speakers, to Sarah and Danny and Hannah. We hope these stories have inspired you, as well as highlighted the incredible work that we accomplished through our annual campaign. More support is always needed. You have the ability to change lives. The support that our annual campaign gets and gives back is life-changing. And that is why we're asking you to an airplane. How embarrassing. And so I'm asking you to consider, if not today, but throughout the campaign year, throw a little green at the Y. Oh, I'm I'd like to invite to the podium Rhonda Bugan, our development director at YMCA South Coast, a fantastic colleague, a dear friend. And she rocks.
We always promise every single year to get you out by 9, but I think that the stories helped us all stay in the room a little bit longer. But we are going to end our program shortly. Like Susan said, my name is Rhonda Bugan. I'm the development director at YMCA South Coast, and my goal here today is to tell you what our promise is to you. Our promise to you, if you continue to support the Y, is to continue to run programs around healthy living, around social responsibility, and especially around youth development. Our promise to you is to strengthen community. Our promise to every single donor in this room today, and the people that you speak to, is to make sure that we are helping those that need us most. So again, we thank you so much for being here today to hear our stories. But we thought what we would do is we would actually send a thank you out to the people
phenomenal. Thank you for coming. This is really all about us. You are us. We are here because of you. Winston Churchill said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. You know that. We thank you. Have a great day. Thank you for coming. Please remember us. Enjoy.
Well done.